Okay. Let's open up the chat. First chat of the night. And now, get up here and share this. Got a couple minutes here before we begin. So, aha, here we go. Share it to Jack Shadow's page. We don't want to leave him out. Not on a Saturday chiller night. No, we don't. Share it to Chiller Chat's page. Yeah. And let's see here. Harrisville Haunted House. What else? You know, that might be it. No, I got to share it to. There's a quicker way to do all this. I got to go up here and switch this to Brian Hogue. Then go down here and share it. All right, I'm just rambling, folks, until I get this done. Just talk amongst yourselves. Share to a group. Okay. I think I will. Thank you. ChillerNight. And now, let's see, I'll switch back over. I won't bore you with commentating it, what I'm doing. Roger says, good evening, everyone. Hey, Roger, thanks for joining us. Cassandra says, hi, everybody. Hey, Cassandra. Diana says, hi, everyone, on YouTube. So Cassandra's on Facebook and Diana's on YouTube. So got all bases covered there. All right. So look at that. It is 8 o'clock, and before I begin, I think I'm going to darken this just a touch, just a touch, just a touch. Good enough. All right, and away we go. Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show. Tonight is Saturday, November 6th, 2021. It is. And tonight we got a pretty neat lineup, I think. Of course, my opinion is probably a little biased, but let's see. David says, good evening. Champagne popped and poured. Cheers. Well, good evening, David. Thanks for joining us. Glamfang says, hi ho. Hi all. Hey Brian. Hi Diana. Hey Glam, thanks for joining us. John says, it's 8 o'clock and time again for Chiller Night pre-show. This is Crozak the Grand, and it's time to get some leftover Halloween candy and enjoy the hour. And now here's Brian Hogue. Leftover Halloween candy. It doesn't sound bad. Lisa Corn said, hey peeps, reporting live from State College tonight. All right, well, enjoy your your evening there in State College. Doc Dredd says, "Happy Chiller Saturday, Brian." Well, thank you. The same to you, Doc. Tom says, "Glam, Diana." Doc says, "No shave November." I hadn't even thought about that. It just, you know, I don't know. It's nothing intentional. It's just, I guess I'm just kind of going, I don't know. Um, but yeah, maybe I'll make it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see by the end of November if it's a no shave November. Um, Tom says, "Glam, Diana." Oh, I read that. All right. All right. They're yelling back at Tom. And Lasercorn says, "Hey, Glam." All right. So Brad says, "Hello, Chiller Maniacs." Haha. It's the Chiller Night pre-show of Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. Now without question, you threw a little something in there, threw me off. Here's Brian. What's on the night, Brian? I'll tell ya. Tom says, "Laser, Brian, Tom." All right, so here we go. Here we go. The schedule for tonight is 9 o'clock. The movie is Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter. No kidding, that's it. 11 o'clock, Chiller Chat. My guest is Brian Seach. Now, this is part 2 of our 2-part episode. And you're going to see part 1 a little later up here in the lineup in a few seconds. 11:30, Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Brainiac. The Brainiac. Yeah, that's right. That was last week's. I went through a mind fog there. Okay, Brainiac. All right. So I think that was just last week's Halloween one. Yep. 1:30 Chiller Chat. My guest is Brian Seach. Now that is part 1. 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is City of the Dead. So there you have it. There you have it. Now, if you are new on here and you're not sure what the heck I'm talking about, there's no movies on here, you might be saying. You might even be yelling it at your TV or computer screen right now. I hope you don't do that. But if you are, you can calm down and just go to streammedia.tv, streammedia.tv at 9 p.m. or maybe a minute or two before, just to kind of get set. And that's where you can see the programming streaming. And if you're in Venango County, Pennsylvania, all you got to do is go to your local TV channel, Oil City. It's been so long. It's been a while. It's I almost said channel 6. I think it's channel 20 though. Sorry. It's been a while since I've lived up that way, but I think that's it. But anyways, if not, you can watch it right here on streammedia.tv. All right, so Bonehead says, "Hey, hello, Brian and the Chiller Night crew." Hey, Bonehead. Brad says, "Nice goatee, Brian." Well, thank you. I don't know if that I'm really setting out to grow one, but we'll see. I'm going by Doc's no shave November thing. Maybe I'll I don't know. We'll just have to see by the end of November. I'll have to see because I don't even know. I don't know what the plan is. Brad says, "Oh, I just read that." Glam says, "Bonehead, how's our favorite disembodied skull doing?" Bonehead, would you care to respond? You disembodied skull, you. Michelle gives the wave from the grave. Pretty cool. Well, thanks everybody for joining me and joining each other here tonight. This is always a fun time of the week. The hour, the pre-hour, the pre-hour before the Chiller Night programming. I do have now. Last week we were talking about sending in your pictures of your jack-o'-lanterns, your Halloween pumpkins. Okay, now I did get a submission from David and Diana. Well, Diana sent this to me, so I'll share the picture here. Aw, look at that. Their little kitty cat, who's he might be trying to kind of camouflage himself amongst those other pumpkins. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know. Just got that look about him. He's up to something there. Some Halloween mischief. Bonehead says, Miss Glamfangs, I'm okay, nothing on my mind, or in my head either. Terrence said, Lasercord, I saw the lost skeleton of Kadarva. It was alright, but not really my kind of movie. Thanks for the recommendation anyways. Brad says, meow. That's right. There we go. Alright, so there. I wanted to put that up. Alright, what's your cat's name? You might have mentioned it in the messenger. I forget. I'm sure you've mentioned it on air before. But, Kevin says, hi, Brian, watching the new documentary of Dark Shadows and Beyond. The Jonathan Frid story. He played vampire Barnabas Collins. Oh, well, I bet you're enjoying that. That sounds pretty cool. Kevin, I've got to. I wanted to ask you. We were talking. We mentioned this once about Chiller Chat. Now I got to get with you behind the scenes here at some point because I think it would be interesting, like, to have you on here now that we are able to have the video up here. If you have Skype or Zoom, well, right now I've got it set a little better with Skype, only because I don't understand all the I haven't got all the kinks worked out with Zoom yet, audio wise. Skype, I've got a little bit more of a handle on it, but it'd be kind of neat to get you on here and talk about your host, right? Tara Vincent, is that your host name? Regardless, so I know you've mentioned that, and I've brought that up here before, but I think that'd be kind of neat. I don't even know if it's possible. Maybe on one of these off nights, maybe you and I can converse on Skype and see if that's possible. I think that'd be pretty cool. And speaking of Chiller Chat, okay, we're gonna have a guest this coming Tuesday. So Tuesday, just like you're watching this now, and then it'll be on that Saturday night, that coming Saturday, next Saturday night, as the featured Chiller Chat episode at 11 p.m. on Stream TV. I will be having Brian Yeager, who some of you wrestling fans may know Brian as Lumberjack LaRue. So he's going to be on with us. I'd asked him to come on. I've been wanting to get him on for a while. Every once in a while, I've had wrestlers on here before, but I've been wanting to get Brian on here for a while, and to kind of tell his story about getting into wrestling, and you never know, that might actually end up. That's probably going to end up being an hour episode. I'm just telling you, if you're interested in professional wrestling, or even if you're not. I mean, I think a lot of these interviews are pretty cool regardless. So Brian will be my guest on Chiller Chat this coming Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So there you have it. All right. Biscuit is just lovely, Glam says. Oh, that's Diana. Diana says her cat's name is Biscuit. All right. Let's see. John says, fun fact, did you know that November 3rd is the day that the first Godzilla movie was released first in Japan? And just about every other Godzilla movie that was made was shown in November. And this is the 67th anniversary for the King of the Monsters. Is that right? I didn't know. I mean, I've been seeing that about the 67 years, but I didn't know that it was released in November. That's an interesting and kind of probably obscure fact that a lot of people wouldn't know. But that's pretty cool. Glam says, all is okay in my neck. All is okay in my neck of the dark and scary woods. In my neck of the dark and scary woods. Okay. I just had to read the entire thing to get what you're... Awesome. Terrence says, oh, hail Glam. Terrence says, did you watch SmackDown last night, Brian? I did not. No, I will say this, and it'll probably, maybe it'll come up in my talking with Brian. I'm very... I have Dark Horse Championship Wrestling, or had more accurately, I should say. But I mean, I still have it. I just haven't done. Do I? I mean, it's still mine, but I haven't done anything with it for 5 years, or going on 6 years, 5 years, I think. Um, but but that was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing it. In fact, I have the intro here. What is it? 30 seconds. If you don't know what I did other than the chiller shows, I also had a professional wrestling organization, had slash have, and the show was a weekly show, and it aired on WICU in Erie. It was so here's the intro. We'll jump back. Trust me. All right, here we go. All right, so that was one of the season's intros, um, but I had a lot of fun doing that, and I would love to bring that back. It's just not, yeah, it's not, nothing is going to happen tomorrow. I can tell you that. But no, I didn't. I did not watch SmackDown. I'm much more of an old school wrestling fan than I don't keep up with the current stuff. I guess that's my long way around of saying. I, I don't watch it currently, to be honest with you. Um, but Brad says during Halloween I saw Elvira TV show episodes on Peacock. You know what would be so awesome for Peacock? Chiller Theater with Chilly Billy TV show episodes. Yeah, but they didn't keep any of the old um, episodes. I believe, from my understanding, is they reused all those tapes, for other programming, and they just kept little segments of it that they compiled into, like, maybe a special here and there, stuff that you can see on YouTube. But yeah, that would be amazing to, if they actually had the old episodes. um, Terrence says Indiana hates Roman Reigns. Oh, really? See, I don't even know why. I mean, I wouldn't know why they do. I'm sure they do, but that's kind of funny. Bonehead says November 3rd was Godzilla Day this past week. They had festivities and movies on around the country and in Japan. Is that right? See, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that about November, the connection there with November and Godzilla. That's pretty cool. I think it's cool to learn this stuff as I'm watching these programs here or doing this show. Um, Brad says even Chiller Night Theater one day. Now that would be pretty cool. Brad says intro never gets old. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it was just that was a lot of fun for me, and I would love so much. Like I love horror. I just do. I love horror and the chiller shows. Doing the Jack Shadow and Chiller Shadow. I love all that stuff. But on the other, on the other side of thing, you can love more than one thing. But I love wrestling. I love doing the show, not just an event, but putting it on TV, making a production out of it, a show. You know, and because I've been asked about that, about having it um, just doing events. I have no interest in just doing events. I could have been doing that all along. Um, I want I want it to be a TV production. That's what I want. That's my love, And if I can incorporate like horror with a TV production, wrestling with a TV production, then that's my interest. Um, Otherwise, I could just sit and watch it from somebody else doing it. Um, Diana says, "Thank you, Glam. He is very sweet and always hungry kitty. He ran off with a loaf of bread the other day." If Glam says that explains the recent flood of black and white Godzilla movies on YouTube, and that's okay with me. Godzilla forever. Bonin says I agree with you, Glam. Godzilla #1. Tom says Kong is king. Yeah, why not mention Kong? Sure. Glam says I can relate, Diana. It's like a battle royal here when I try to make a sandwich. Sadly, I don't always win. No, it didn't sound like you did the other day. All right. Miss Diana, sorry if I embarrassed you wondering how you were doing, Bonehead says. All right, I might have missed a comment up here, but I'll let you get back to him on that if you want. Let's see here. But yeah, we got. I think this is gonna be fun. I'll be having Brian on, and I've got I'm putting together quite a list of guests, and I'm going to try to lock everybody down tentatively, of course, into a working schedule as we go on with chiller chats. And if I can't have a guest or something happens and they back out at the last minute, I'll jump on here and do what we did last Tuesday. Um, just how it is. Those ones there where I'm just on here talking like this, I don't necessarily put those on stream TV if we're just kind of chiller chatting with just me. You see enough of me on Saturday nights doing this. Glam says, I can relate, Diane. It's like, oh, all right, I read that. Oh, I guess I'm all caught up. All right. I am all caught up on comments there. Godzilla, though, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that in November. You ever see the original Godzilla? The original before they, made the American version and put the the American clips in there to Americanize it for release in the United States. But I have a copy of that. And it's kind of interesting, to watch the original movie as it first came out. I enjoyed the first Godzilla movie. I like the there's just a sense of dread about it, and before they imagine, I mean, it could obviously easily stand on its own, like as its own movie, and you never see another sequel or recreation of that movie. But very well done. I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining, but I understand why they put Raymond Burr in there as the journalist. Trying to think of the particulars of that, but I remember during one of the segments or one of the episodes, Jack Shadow was talking about that. He was talking about him going over, and actually he didn't go to Japan. He went to he shot everything in Los Angeles, I believe, in like 1 or 2 days. He didn't spend a lot of time over there. There was some hype that he had gone over to Japan for a while, and he didn't do any of that. He just, filmed everything there in California, and they just inserted their clips to make it more Americanized. So, and if you were in the production business, movie production business back in the day, then, that would make sense. I think. From a certain point of view. Brad says, Stream TV still doesn't have Roku up yet. You need to get in touch with them, Brian, LOL. Yeah, I don't know if and when that's to be. I don't. I guess I should say when. I don't know. But I can't, I don't know. I wish I did. Glam says, Kong has a certain charm, but I tend to prefer cold-blooded types. Brian says, hello all. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us. We talked, that was a big thing leading up to, Kong versus Godzilla. when that came out earlier in the year. But uh, I thought it was an entertaining enough movie. I didn't think it was, spectacular, but I thought it was entertaining enough, to watch it. I thought it went the way, fight wise, that I predicted. I mean, as far as the winner there, and they did it in a way, you know, no matter who you were rooting for, or no matter which one you liked, it still saved face on one or the other to where they both looked pretty good. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to, a little guarded in what I'm saying because I don't know who saw what, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I guess it was as well done. The ending to the original 1962 King Kong versus Godzilla was it was a little, I don't know, strange to me to just leave it like they did. Um, but because we talked about that too, like, oh, there had been rumors for a long time that they had filmed two different outcomes, which I had people on here saying no, that's not the case, and I looked into it. I believe that is the case, that they didn't do that, but you just hear that I've always heard that that's what they did to appeal to the American viewers and the Japanese viewers. Um, let's see. Obviously, and I mentioned this before, King Kong, the original King Kong back from what 1933. That movie, that ape was how big? I mean, he looked huge, but really, he was only like 50 feet tall, maybe. I'm guessing. I don't know, but that was really not nearly the size as Godzilla. So they had to, of course, make them the same size in these new ones, or even the 1962 version, in order for them to fight, because Godzilla would have just stepped on them. So. No, Doc says no Raymond Burr in that version. No, the original. No, no, there wasn't. If that's what you're referring to. Diana says no, not at all. Bonehead, just a little busy. So he's responding to the comment earlier. I am chatting with one of the producers for Nocturnal Blood Stories. He is posting the next 2 episodes of the series for me. That's right. I saw you posting that you're having a new online episode tonight. How to have you guys on here now that we can even do it conveniently through the Skype, and you can get on here and talk about your work. We could set something like that up if you guys wanna hop on here and do a chiller chat. I think that'd be fun. Let's see. Diana says, I am doing awesome tonight. Excited to premiere 2 episodes tonight. That's cool. Well, congratulations to you guys. I know you work hard to do that. You've been doing that for quite a while. Yeah, let me know if you'd like to do that. I think that'd be a fun episode. Because now we can do the video interview, which is a lot better. I think it's a lot nicer, and the audio comes out a lot clearer. John says, is it just me, or is no one going to notice that Brian is working on his beard and is looking good? Well, thank you, John. I appreciate that. He can get a little thumbs up. It was mentioned at the very beginning, and Doc had asked if it was from No Shave November or something like that. So I can't even say that there was like I sat and thought about it. Like it was a little easier as the days. I don't know. I got in this thing where I'm like, just not gonna mess with it today, and the next day, and the next day. But I don't have any plans on letting it go, or like I said, I'll just have to wait and see by the end of the month which way I go with this. But appreciate the compliment nonetheless. Brad says, I love that stuff. Monsters like Godzilla just smashing everything in its path. I know. That's how you feel sometimes, isn't it? You're like, well done, Godzilla. Well done. I feel you. Bonin says, okay, Miss Diana, I thought maybe introducing you and Glam as the twins of terror maybe tick you off. I don't know why I do that. It's like I don't have my brain in my head. The skull thing. Glam says, I don't think you can lose in the debate over Godzilla or Kong, as both are entertaining and original. Right, right. Diana said, it's fun and cool. Tom said, Kong changed scale in the 33 version several times during the movie. Yeah, I thought so too, because, you know, when he's approaching Anne, and she's, you know, fastened to the podium or the pedestals there, and she's tied up, he looks just amazingly huge, you know, and then I've seen, you know, then you see him in another thing, and he just doesn't look all that large, you know. So I don't know. I don't know how big he was supposed to be. I think I actually Googled it. You know, you can go in there and they actually have it broken down. You know what movies, and I even had a thing for Godzilla. You know, showing the size comparisons of the original Godzilla movie to how he is now, and he's just so much more huge. And you know, the original one was pretty big. You know, but yeah, he just kept getting just insanely huge, like Kong. Bonehead says, John, after I said Brian looked like Howdy Doody last week, I didn't, I didn't want to push my luck this week and ask Brian if he's growing a beard or just forgot to scrub his face. Yeah, yeah, maybe I'm just getting rid of that Howdy Doody look. Uh, well, hey, I don't have the red bandana on today, though, so so there's a step in the right direction. Oops, sorry, Brian. I think I'm going to be quiet from here on in. Tom says, I believe Kong was largest when on the Empire State Building. Oh, is that right? Yeah, he might have been. I mean, he looked pretty huge grabbing those planes and yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know they changed the scale several times during the movie. But now that you mention it, it did seem like there were scenes where he didn't look all that huge. And then the scenes like when you first see him approach. And how cool was that, you know? You're hearing, you know, almost like that Jurassic Park when you first see the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the trees are coming down. Now going back to Kong, those trees falling down as he's getting closer. Just a very well done setting the scene, you know, for his appearing. He was the largest one on the Empire State Building. That's cool. I did not know that. Didn't know that. Holy cow, it's 8:30 already. I would have guessed maybe I was on here for 15 minutes. So let me put up the schedule again. 9 o'clock, ChillerNight Theater. The movie is Jesse James. It's hard to say this without laughing. Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. Yeah, yep, tonight at 9. 11, Chiller Chat. My guest is Brian Seach, Part 2, from October 26th. 11:30, ChillerNight Theater. The movie is The Brainiac. 1:30, Chiller Chat. My guest is, this is Brian Seach, Part 1, from October 26th. And 2 a.m., ChillerNight Theater. The movie is City of the Dead. There you have it. Now, I was wondering, because the last two video episodes that we've had with Chiller Chat, they've easily been an hour episode. So I'm wondering, and I have the strong suspicion that Tuesday night's probably going to be an hour too. And rather than, I don't know. I don't know whether I ought to just go with that or break it into half like I've done. So like I've been doing here. It's hard to say because I see this being a new thing for Chiller Chat. I mean, it's a new way of doing the show, and it's a way I've always dreamt of being able to do the show, is to have the guest right there on video. I don't know. I guess I'll kind of be planning something, but I'll also be playing it by ear because I don't expect a guest to come on and just give me an hour of their time. I don't expect that, and so maybe I mean, I'm thankful that they give me 30 minutes. If they want to give me an hour, then I don't know. Should I? Are you okay with that? That part two, or should I keep it together in 1 hour? Um, I don't know. Such a decision should not rest on one man's mind. I should share the burden, the decision with you guys. I don't know. I honestly don't know what you guys would like, um, because I kind of think like, well, it's at least on average, the Chiller Night Theater episodes are at least an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes. They typically they don't go the 2 hours. They used to back when I first started doing my shows because I added a lot more to them. Chiller Chat was part of it. I had musical guests as part of it. So, I mean, there was more content. But now, it typically is like normally an hour, 30 minutes, hour and 40 minutes. Then there's like a 20-minute gap or more. I don't think too often it's more, but and then Chiller Chat. So I don't know. I'd have to get some feedback, and I don't get feedback too often from just the the TV viewers. Every once in a while, I get an email or something like that. I used to get it quite a bit, but then after we started with doing this lineup, I don't really get that much feedback. Well, that's my fault because I'm not really asking all the time. Like, what do you guys want schedule wise? So I guess I'm asking now, um, or maybe I'll continue this conversation with the Stream TV and see what do we think we can work out here? Because I would imagine if you are it's Saturday night. I'm gonna lose. I might lose some viewers there with that gap. Um, so how the best way to do that? I don't know that yet. I don't know that yet because it's hard for me to, or let's say it's an hour and 45 minutes. Chiller Night Theater, for example. If I can always have it be an hour and 45 minutes, if I can put enough content in there for that. Then do I start it? Do I start the next one? A quarter till the hour? That's pretty weird too, though. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for this. Bonin says old King Kong turned into a grow monkey toy. Yeah, I guess he did, climbing up the building here. But Bonin says better to meet Frankenstein's daughter. His mother was a scattered old soul. His mother was a scattered old soul. Okay. Terrence says, do it. With the hour episode, Lisa Ann says, hi, sorry I'm late. Hey, Lisa Ann, thanks for joining us. Whoever heard of Gargantuas? Oh, I've heard of that. Definitely heard of that. So, in fact, I'd be playing that stuff. I'd be playing that if I could. That'd be a lot of fun. Brad says, has anyone ever saw The Crow with Brandon Lee? I did. I love that movie. I really enjoyed that. Bruce Lee's son. Tragically, he died while making this film with a real gun bullet hit him in the abdomen. Yes, I think that's what you're writing there. But yeah. The reason why I bring it up is because of the Rust movie with Alec Baldwin shooting a real bullet hitting one of the cinematographers, killing her. Real bullets should not be on film sets at all, period. Oh, I agree with that. I think it's too dangerous to be having a real bullet with anywhere near fake bullets. Real bullets and fake bullets should not be anywhere near each other. Real guns and prop guns should not be anywhere near each other. I would think that would. I'm actually surprised to hear that, and I'm saying this because I don't know all the particulars. I haven't really looked into it. I'm just going by what I'm casually hearing or seeing posted online on social media. So I don't know the gospel truth as to what actually happened. I haven't. I feel bad that that person got killed. Actually, didn't he shoot a couple people with that? One was one injured and actually and the other was killed. I think. No, I'm sure someone will correct me here, but I'm amazed with all. I grew up around guns, so gun safety is something paramount with me. Uh, it's it's always been a normal thing to have guns in my home, and for me, from a very very young age, as far back as I can remember, we've always had guns in the house, and it's always been emphasized, gun safety, and I do that here as well. Um, Always have. But I mean, there are people supposedly on these sets who are supposed to be in charge of that. And I find it so amazing. And I'm saying this from not knowing all the facts. So I mean, but if they didn't if they allowed a real gun on set, I'm just amazed at that. I really am. Because that would be easy to to make a mistake. It'd be too easy to make a mistake. I wouldn't even, as an actor, feel comfortable pointing a fake gun, a prop gun, at somebody. I would not even want any part of that because it would be too easy for a mistake to be made. So I don't know the particulars of it other than what I've just explained. So maybe somebody else knows if they care to mention it. But let's see. Let's see. Bonehead says, oh, Lisa Ann says, to Brad about the crow. Yes, I saw it. Bonehead says, well, Brian, the way we all interact and joke with you, I think your guests have as much fun as you do. So they enjoy it, whether it's a half hour or hour. Yeah, I hope so. And here's the difference with Chiller Chat. The difference is, like when you're interviewing somebody, uh, you might be on a certain topic, and I see comments, and I want to get to the comments because that's you're asking a lot of these are interesting questions or comments. But when I'm on a certain topic path, I like to stay on that until I'm done, and then I can go back and pull the comments. So sometimes I don't want you guys to ever feel like I'm ignoring you, at least intentionally. Because that's not my intent. I don't want to do that. But there might be I might be passing up your questions and comments until I get to that end of the subject that we're talking about, and then I can do that. But that's what I'm saying. It's a little different because I'm introducing another element here, and I'm talking to somebody else as you're commenting. But I don't want you to stop doing that because I like that. I have a lot of fun. It makes it even more fun to me to have that interaction than to just have me talk to them. I think I think this is really cool. Um, to have actually participants who are viewers. Lisa Ann says, "I like the gargantuas." Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I think those are pretty cool. Doc says, "Property manager dropped the ball on the set." That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Um, can you fault the actor? I mean, I'm no fan of that particular actor. That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with. I mean, somebody. You don't wish ill will on anybody. I mean, not. I mean, not in a situation like this. Anyways, I mean, I'm talking about like if you're in war, obviously. I mean, there's got to be pretty extreme situations where you want somebody uh, to get more hurt than you. But I mean, when you're looking at something like this, I would feel so weird as an actor pointing that that would be tough for me even as an actor because of all the training I've been through, and I've been through so much for in real life training to hold a prop up that probably had a similar weight and feel and obviously look um, of the weapon. So that would be a tough thing for me to actually point something like that at somebody. To an actor who wasn't, doesn't have that kind of background, it's probably not. But how can you fault the actor if he was given a prop gun? And again, I don't know. Was he given that prop gun? Said, "Here's a prop gun. That's your job. Now, roll them. Uh, that's your job. To point the gun and pretend you're shooting that." But wait a minute. That was a cinematographer, right? What the heck was he doing? That's another thing. Yeah, I had thought about that. What was he doing pointing it at that person? They're not the actor, unless it was shooting a certain angle, and that person was behind a certain camera. Where I guess that makes sense. I'm putting this together as I'm talking to you right now live because I don't know. Um, it sounds like some of you have done a lot more reading into this that I have. I admit I don't know that much about it other than just the surface stuff. Lisa Ann says the whole set thing is weird. No real guns as props. Yeah. Tom says problem that is that lower budget production companies can't necessarily afford a lot of CGI post work. Oh, with the firing of the weapon, like the yeah, I don't know. Well, I just hope that they, a big lesson in safety is learned from this. Unfortunately, a life has been lost over it. So that's a shame. It really is. Cassandra says, replying to Brad, he killed the camera person and also shot the director. Wow. That's it. That's okay. I knew he shot two people. One actually died. Glam says, I never knew any real bullets were ever found on set. I don't know why live ammo would be needed, especially with all the ways they can make special effects. Tom says, real guns are likely fine. It's real ammunition that you shouldn't have on set. Right. If you had somebody who really, really was on it like that, I would say my preference, my limited knowledge of this whole thing, would to be use a prop gun that can't shoot a real bullet. Now, my thinking is that should be a completely different um, device, or object, to a tool that it can't even take a real bullet. I would think that would be how they were made, but again, I don't know enough about it. I never put a lot of thought into it because I've never been in that situation. I've always just had real stuff, and that's a real safety. So Doc says, when interviewed by Brian, he made me feel very comfortable. I think I could talk to him for an hour. Oh, thank you, Doc. I appreciate that. I've always enjoyed doing that. Even one of the things that I was very good at when I was a police officer was interviewing people and interrogating them. Also, um, I know that's a little like a nice guy, but I was told down there at the station I should have been a priest from all the confessions that I got. There's a lot that goes into it. It really is an art, and I will say, of all the things, that was one thing I was good at. So there's a lot to it, and it's a chess game too. Um, this is off topic, but there was one time I actually had two complete different robberies in one shift, two different parts of the city, not related. By the end of that shift, I had three people in jail. I mean, I had not. I got those cold at the beginning of the shift. And by the end of the shift, I had three people in jail. And I tell you what, I'm telling you that because I was so exhausted by the end of that shift. I can't explain to you how that wore me down to get that done, and it was just amazing. But um, I'm glad I don't have to do that on here. Um, at least this is nice, friendly stuff. But yeah, there's I enjoy communicating. I enjoy talking. I really do. And maybe that's something I should have gone into earlier in life, is being I don't know, maybe a DJ or something. I don't know. I guess I can do this stuff now with podcasting and things like that. I do enjoy it. I enjoy interacting. I don't like, you know, I don't like isolation. Um, I enjoy getting out there. And here's another thing. I will just throw this out there too. A lot of people get jaded, by going into certain professions, and that's one thing I'm thankful I've never become that. I went into that job and I came out of that job still thinking that most people are good people, and I know there's a lot of cynicism when it comes to that, but I do believe that. I do believe that. It's the bad ones that get the most noise, though, or cause the most alarm to where you are drawn into that incident. But most people think about it, uh, you know. Um, Maybe that's a weird topic for a chiller themed program, but I thought I'd mention that as we're bringing some of this stuff up, I guess. Um, Cassandra says, replying to Brad, you should always treat a prop gun with respect as if it's real and loaded. True, true. Bonehead says, when I was in the Marines, we knew the difference between a live round or dummy loads. How a gun expert on set screws up is beyond me. Right, right. Because they do have, obviously, like you just said, the dummy rounds that do fit, obviously, into a real weapon. But I'm just, my thinking is, wouldn't they have on a movie set, which isn't something where you're in a law enforcement or military setting, to where you're not pointing a weapon for the reasons of possibly taking out somebody else, or taking them out. I'm just surprised. I'm surprised at how this even happened. Brad says, Dwayne The Rock Johnson said after the Rust incident, he is using bullets as special effects. That's just as safe. Cassandra says the woman who was in charge of the guns said she didn't have real bullets on the set and doesn't know where they came from. Now, the gun you see tonight, when Jack Shadow's doing his talk, is actually a replica. It's a replica gun. It looks really good. It looks like an old western of that period of time. But it's a replica. It can never in a million years shoot anything, um, let alone a real bullet, hurt anybody. But I don't know. I can't. It's so tragic that somebody is not going to breathe another breath because of a movie. You know. Let's see. Cassandra says the woman. Oh, I read that. Tom says he was told it was a cold gun. Yeah. Oh, could you imagine that? That's your job as an actor. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's your job. Point that gun. Pull the trigger. Okay, that's my job. I'm doing that. And for that to take somebody's life, wow. It sounds like he was doing what he was supposed to do, right? Unless we find out otherwise. Glam says, I appreciate the industry's desire to entertain and be realistic, but some things seem a bit too risky. Yeah. Well, look at the, it's 8:51. Look at the, even with the stunts, the incredible stunts that they used to do. I mean, they still do. Stuntmen are still being, hurt or worse or killed on set. But they can obviously do a lot less um, stunts and put people, a lot less in these harmful situations. But some of the stunts they used to do with these stuntmen, these guys were amazing. I mean, to jump off buildings, it's like, I mean, they were really putting their life on the line, and for real. And again, it's not even for like a military or law enforcement reason, or a firefighter or something to where, or you know, just something where that's your duty to put your life on the line, or possibly put your life on the line, and they're doing it for entertainment. That amazes me. That really does. But yeah, they can do a lot more now with keeping people safe, and just give the illusion that this is going on with all the abilities that they have. Um, Cassandra says he was only rehearsing. It wasn't even a take. It sounds very reckless to me. Wow. Wow. Tom says he was shooting into the lens. Cinematographer was looking into viewfinder. Director was behind her. Director bullet went through her into his shoulder. Oh my gosh. Dr. Dredd says Brian always played good cop. you you would think so, but there were times it's funny, and even this, what you're seeing here, which is me, but even this, you're if there's that old saying, you're always, no matter how good you are or try to be, you're always a villain in somebody's story, so that's always going to happen. um, that's funny. Yeah, good cop. I was, most of the time. Terrence says, everybody hide, the fuzz is here. Ah, hey, long retired, those days are behind me. Glam says, verbal judo skills are handy in many situations. That's very true. Brad says they were professionals. Yeah, the verbal judo, that's funny, because I actually had one of the guys I used to work with, he has since left that department and gone to become a state trooper, but he even used the term. I pulled a Brian Hogue the other night. I was able to. I had this ability to walk into a very chaotic situation. I mean, and get everybody calmed down. And that's not an easy thing to do. There is I don't know how innate that is compared to a learned ability, but I was able to do that a lot. Now, sometimes it doesn't work 100%. It doesn't always work. There were times where I had to use the hands more than the verbiage, but I don't know. I was something. I guess that was part of the job that I was good at. I think I was good at the whole thing. I enjoyed that job. Glam says, that's what imagination is for. Not everything has to be shown to convey the message or tell the story. Like the old horror movies, there was never any gore on those. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Mr. Tracy says, hello. Hey, Mr. Tracy, thanks for joining us. We'll be on here for a few more minutes, but thanks for joining us. Brad says, stunt actors. Graham says, Mr. Tracy. Bonet says, I'm just glad everyone here in our little ChillerNight family is safe and sound, and I hope you can stay that way, so next week we'll all meet up here again and have fun. Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so too. Cassandra says, on the set of the new Indiana Jones movie, a grip was found dead on location. I had heard that. That's crazy. The family hasn't released any details on how he died while on set. That's something, and I only remembered that when you wrote that, I was like, did I? Yeah, that's right. I saw a headline on that a few days ago. Maybe it was a few days ago. I don't even remember, but that's crazy. And on a much lesser scale, I mean, this is somebody's life. On a much lesser scale, Harrison Ford, what in the world are you doing? He was injured on the set of The Force Awakens. And he was injured on this movie here, where they had to stop production for. I don't know if he's back to work yet. I mean, this guy. I mean, he's. We all probably love Indiana Jones, but you know, he's too old to be playing this part. I mean, he's just too old. I just would rather. I don't know. I just hate to see this. This is not. These are not the years of your life that you want to be out there getting hurt and doing things that you really shouldn't be doing. I don't know. You know, being a tough guy, you know, or a manly man or a tough guy, you know, you want to keep that image about yourself maybe, but there's a difference between that. You can keep all the masculinity you want. That doesn't still mean at 80 years old you're an action hero. I mean, there are things that it's okay to not do, and no one's gonna think any less of you. Um, Indiana Jones at like 80 years old. That's crazy. Brad says 5 minutes until ChillerNight Theater. Get your computers ready. You need to take care of that, Brian. LOL. Yeah. I'll find out what's going on. Lisa Ann says weird. Bonehead says, oh, and then I got to put the schedule up one last time. Clint Eastwood never gets hurt. David says. Cry Macho. I know we got a minute left, but you know what? Honestly, like as much as I love Clint Eastwood, I would have preferred if he would have actually never played that part. It was hard for me to as much because I do. He's one of my favorite all-time favorite actors and directors. I wish that part would have gone to a younger guy because it would have made more sense. It was tough watching. He barely moved, and it wasn't the part for him. But yeah, he never gets. Let's see. Okay, let me put up the schedule here. And at 9 o'clock, just a few minutes here, folks, Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Brian Seach, part 2 of our interview on October 26th. 11:30 Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Brainiac. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Brian Seach, part 1, of course. 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is City of the Dead. John says, you have been watching Chiller Night Pre-Show with Brian Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand reminding you that you can plant candy corn and grow a crop of holiday candy. Oh, all right, we'll have to try that. Doesn't just work. It just doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, sorry. And also remember our veterans, November 11th. Keep thrilled, stay chilled. See you. Yes, thank you, John, for bringing that up, mentioning that. Bonus says an 80-year-old action hero is a guy who can get to the bathroom without having an accident and still remember why he went there in the first place. Yeah. Lisa Ann says, was that a young Alec Baldwin in Beetlejuice? Yeah, it's true. All right, Bonehead says, good night, Yins. Tom says, night all. Glam says, making it to age 80 is an accomplishment itself. No need to do stunts, in my opinion. Mine as well. I share that opinion wholeheartedly. Well, folks, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night. We'll see you hopefully Tuesday night, but if not, we'll see you next week.